Hello, hello. Hey, Blimar. Let me see. Yeah, and David, hello. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. How y'all doing? And hey, Strawn over on YouTube. All right, so today we are going to be working just for the morning on some of the Metroidvania game. Codex reinstated the 5 hour limit, but they also reset the weekly limit in doing so. So yesterday I got down to, I don't know, 66% or something. So now we're back at 100%. And I'm guessing this coincides with them making the usage a little bit more generous in a 5 hour window. So it used to be that I would spend maybe like 4 hours and use the whole window, and it would take like 14% of the week. So let's see if that's what happens today. I'm not sure. It'll be a good day, yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. So I want to go check. Well, actually, I want to do a couple things. We added the goblin yesterday, but I didn't actually look at this yet. And this is in its own work tree. Wait a second, what? Oh, yeah. This is its own work tree. Okay. So I want to do something else. Maybe set up for a cutscene. Yeah. All right, so let's start a plan over here. As long as there are no strings, I think it should be okay. Okay, so I want to make a cutscene when playing as player in back room 1. The first time you enter the snowy area, it should tween letter boxes. This is what the effect is called, right? Letterboxing is the yeah, this. Well, it's just the black rectangles that I want. Doesn't need to like become widescreen, I guess. What is just those rectangles called, I wonder? Mats of empty space. Okay, there we go. Okay. Mats of empty black space as you would see in a letterboxed movie. Just slightly to give. Okay. So yeah, we do this effect, and then you should no longer be able to control player during this cutscene. Player should walk to the center of the room. Well, not even the center of the room. I gotta like add sidekick in here. Because I want sidekick to be here somewhere. Maybe we get rid of these. Yeah, we should probably get rid of those. Or maybe they just jump over it. No. Player should walk to roughly the center of the room. So sidekick should be placed in the center of the room. Would they be wandering back and forth? Facing right? Player should automatically walk to 4 tiles left of sidekick. And then a dialogue, like in the architect's realm or the farming subgame, should start. Yeah. So see below for the dialogue text itself. And then the player can advance through the dialogue as it plays out. When finished, the letter boxing tweens back to normal and the player regains control of their character. This cutscene would not happen again upon leaving / entering the snowy region. All right, dialogue text. Another human all the way out here. Lovely weather we're having, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Note, stage instructions are in italics. So sidekick turns to face player. Why is the italics not working? How about this? They're in bold, I guess. A question mark emote from... We got to go find the emote thing that we have here. Sprites, UI, farming, dialogue box, speech bubble. Did the screen freeze? Yes, sorry, thank you. I am never aware when this happens. Yeah, apologies. I have been doing something for the last, let's see, 7 minutes, and apparently the screen was frozen the whole time. Yeah, I appreciate it. And howdy, DevZone. All right, so the question mark in a thought bubble. Well, in the thought bubble, I think that's pretty good. So I got to go find the coordinates for that. All right, so down here, 32,304. Yeah, how's it going? Question mark remote from emoji. Emote? What is this called? What is this called? Speech bubbles emoji. Speech bubble emoji. Speech bubble. There it is. At whatever the positions were. 32,304. Replaced by the emote at whatever the next coordinate is. I think there's 16 by 16, so it'd be 48. Yeah, 48. 48,304. The sound effect. I can do myself later. Okay, so sidekick, where am I? Who are you? Speed player, don't you recognize me from the farming world? That was one of the strawberries. Okay, so then you walk all the way to sidekick and add them to your inventory. Note the inventory doesn't exist yet. So we should just tween sidekick moving upward in a curve toward you and shrinking as their sprite reaches you. Okay. Hey, Patrick. Hey, Joss. Do you also get lost in the AI tutorial to give the game a more modern touch? I'm trying to avoid anything with AI in the game. And I've got this in the FAQ. I know this is a little strange, but yeah, why not add more AI-driven plot points? Like, I want the game to stand on its own. AI is somewhat controversial. I think we can come up with other more timeless reasons for a character's motivation. I do think it'd be like a funny idea to do. I want to be careful about this. All right, inventory doesn't exist yet. You just tween sidekick move upward in a curve toward you and shrinking as the sprite reaches you. Upon reaching you, The item acquisition dialog can show with sidekick as the item. Okay, let's do that. This will kick off my usage. It'll also kind of let me know how much usage we need, and then I can go review a whole bunch of stuff because we have lots of other things going on here. So let's write this down. This is 100% as of now, and we are planning sidekick dialogue. Okay, so while that's running, let's go look at a couple other things. Adding a goblin enemy. So we're going to check this out. All right, it's always kind of exciting trying this because, like, who knows if it's going to work. Let's see. All right, backtracking player. Get every item. So I don't know where the goblin even is. There they are. All right, so they're chasing me. Whoa, whoa. That's funny. So maybe there should be a lot of them. But it's working. Let's go add a bunch of them in. They're punching me. Goblin. All right, you know what? Let's delete this skeleton archer for right now. Let's put in just a bunch of goblins. And where did those go? Here. Okay, so let's... Whoop, what's going on? I want to put that... Why is this happening? This is so weird. Pressing W is navigating this. It should click this button, right? Yeah, weird. All right, so goblin there, goblin there, goblin there. Yeah, I'm just putting these somewhere because I just want to see what happens. Like, do they actually chase you? Do they fall down correctly? Do they jump? Oh, that's pretty neat. Yeah, they definitely do. They're very easy to kill. Oh, okay. Oh, when they die, they could die in the air. When they die in the air, they should still fall. This is very neat. So they do jump occasionally, but I think if we just left this here, they will never jump like... And whoops. Okay. Yeah, these are pretty cool. Hey, Tyrion. Yeah. That's... Yeah. It's unfortunate because I don't know how I was supposed to stop that. I guess give the focus to the other area. Alright, they have quite the hitbox. Also, they just knocked me through the world. That should not happen. Yeah, so when you die, your collision, your hitbox needs to go away. You can presumably die in the air and you'll have the same problem. When you die, your collision should be disabled so that goblins don't send you through the world. When you or skeletons or goblins die, gravity should still affect you. That way, if you die in the air, you still fall to the ground. Hey, dang good games. How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. How things been? Let's try this again because I'm not totally sure that I did this correctly. Or wrote this down correctly, I mean. I don't know exactly how we test this, though. Because we gotta die in the air. I guess we just land on this. Oh my god, it's so hard. Yeah, we need more iframes, but here, this will work. Yeah, alright, that is a problem. And then presumably it's a problem for skeletons too. And then we need to increase the number of iframes that you get. Or like knock you even farther back. When a goblin hits you, the knockback should be much more extreme so that you don't get stun locked. The invincibility frames should also be extended by 0.25 seconds when hit by a goblin. How far along am I? So it's been, I think now we're approaching the 4-month territory here. No, 5 months, I think. I think it's been 5 months, which is kind of crazy to think about. because I think we started the code base in... Yeah, started the GitHub repo on April 6th. So yeah, we're approaching 5 months. As far as percent progress, so like 5 months is probably 30% complete. It's really hard to say. Must have dropped it and not realized. Yeah, maybe not. So I'll give you the brief overview of this game. This is called Stuck in a Broken Tutorial. And the idea, I'll kind of give you the quick demo here. So start a new game. We'll customize our characters, giving them blue hair. And let me turn this down a little bit for myself, at least. It should be fine for you. Yeah. So you are in this little platformer game. This is your first tutorial. And it's telling you basic things like press A to jump and press A to double jump and press R to dash. And it's pretty normal, right? Just a game. And then you get to what kind of makes this stand out a bit. So we get this try to collect diamonds in one go, and you fall through the world, through the source code of the game. I'm going to pause it here because the encoder hates this and it just like blurs everything. So let's land at the bottom. And no, the source code's still going to happen. Anyway, you will go through... Yeah, this is... Yep, there we go. All right, this is how it's supposed to look. Yeah, so you go through a little cutscene. And that's it. That's the whole cutscene. You get banished. But yeah, where you get banished is a little unusual. You are now in a farming game. And yeah, your character's confused. You're like, what is going on right now? Like, who was that? What was the point of the platformer? And yeah, this is meant to be kind of like Stardew Valley almost at this point. It's not intended to be a standalone farming game. There is farming in it. You can plant seeds, you can water things, you can dig up grass, you can use your sickle, but there are a lot of broken mechanics in this too. And you eventually discover these mechanics and work your way through all these other games. And we've got 5 completed so far. This one needs to be removed. And we're working on like these 3 all at the same time. So yeah, how am I feeling about it? I am feeling great about it. I've done 10 playtest sessions so far, and things have been pretty positively received. I've been working pretty quickly on all of this thanks to AI. Like, yeah. Got here early for nothing. Oh man, sorry, Strong. So yeah, what we're working on now. Well, let me give you a tiny bit more insight into what's going on here. So in this farming game, you will eventually make it over to here. You'll talk to this NPC. They say, terrible weather we're having, isn't it? You talk to this NPC. They say, lovely weather we're having. And then this character comes out from their house and they introduce themselves, their sidekick, and they have agency. So they talk to you about like, whoa, what? Like, and then they pick their own answers in this conversation. So like they're choosing just like how you're choosing in a dialogue. And now this person you kind of just sort of forget about until you go to the next game, the next game, the next game. And then finally you play as sidekick. And you don't really have full control of your character. So like as I'm moving, it's trying to fight me a little bit. It's occasionally jumping or moving to the other direction. And this sequence represents you kind of losing your mind. So you keep losing control more and more. Like now it's really fighting me as I try to jump. I did not move right there. And then you get to this and you've just fully lost control. And your character's moving around on their own. So the agency that you had in that farming game is now gone. And it just blurs the screen. And then we'll advance you to the next game. And then you'll come back to this one. Yeah, so we don't have that game yet. But you'll come back here. And now you have full agency as player. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. And I'm showing it really quickly. But so this particular game is like a Metroidvania. So we just got the boots. Now we can jump our way back up. And I just added all these goblins, so it might be impossible for us to actually get the next item that we need. Oh my god, that thing hit me from so far away. Okay, yeah, this might be impossible. But anyway, you get all the other items. I know, we just added these goblins, so we need to fine-tune them a little bit. Oh my god, they're so powerful. Yeah. There we go. So we're gonna develop part of the cutscene today for, there we go, for when you meet them. Oh, that's broken. Oh, did I accidentally move the wrong thing? I might have done this myself just now. Yeah, I might have accidentally done this. I probably moved the background fill. Where is that? Yeah, here it is. This was me accidentally moving that. Yeah, that should just be back to where it was. What's the broken mechanic in the platform? In the first platformer or in this one? Because in the first one, the broken mechanic is that you like fall through the world, right? Oh yeah, this one. Okay, so this one is seemingly unbroken until you get to this room. Not this room, sorry. I have to get there. In this room, you get the high jump boots, and you think, oh, I'm going to jump up here and get another treasure chest. But you actually rocket through the ceiling and into space. And then it becomes a different game completely. So this one is only kind of broken toward the end. And that way we can play out some story before that. Yeah, thanks, Dane. Good. Yeah. So I'm excited about this. Really excited about this. I think it's like lots of opportunities to subvert players' expectations. And then it's like, how do you fool someone who is expecting to be fooled by something? And it's like, okay, this is a technique scammers need to learn and horror film creators need to learn. And yeah, we need to learn for this. So yeah, there's going to be a lot. Yeah, and there are a lot of nice little things that I've done along the way that I'm pretty happy with. Yeah, I saw the 5-hour limits are back. Hopefully it means that they're more generous with usage. It doesn't look like it. Because I'm doing one plan. Oh, wait, no, this is 5 hours. Yeah, so this is actually fine. The plan is taken 1%. Yeah, I don't really care too much about the 5-hour limit. This does need input, though. How subtle should the cinematic mats be at the game's reference size? Yeah, this is fine. When should Sidekick's warning emote disappear? Oh, wait, what is this supposed to be? Wait, what? What did I say? Question mark should show in response to wait that voice. Stay there for 1.5 seconds. Change into the... Hang on one second. Hang on a second. Okay. So change into this and wait, they're still confused though. Yeah. Stay there for 1.5 seconds, then fade away after fading. Sidekick's next line should show. Okay, there, that should be clear. All right, what should the item acquisition dialog say beneath the item name Sidekick? Yeah, that's pretty good. Limit seem fine so far. Yeah, I've only just started my day with these, but I've been keeping track pretty much every single day. Like, how does my percentage drain throughout the day? And generally I annotate it with like, okay, I did a plan for this, or I did the implementation for this. So yeah, if I feel like, okay, I can do more kind of just dev time overall in the week, I think it's okay. Because I can always like warm this up. So like, let's say 7 a.m. I start a prompt and now my window is 7 a.m. to noon. And that's pretty much the morning stream. It'll be encapsulated in that. Then the afternoon, I'd probably stream for another like 2 or 3 hours. So in any given chunk of time, I'd only need to use like 2 or 3 hours of the 5. And that makes it a little bit easier. I mean, it does add this whole like I gotta warm it up. But yeah. Anyway, we'll see how this stuff works. Okay, so I did not test this again after changing the background fill, but now the dungeon should not look strange at all. Let's try it. Yeah, this is, well, actually, wait, what? It goes to like the halfway point here. Maybe, oh, that's not right. Is it broken over on the other side? I don't know how I could have messed this up. No, it's not broken over here. Yeah, I don't know how I could have messed this up. Or maybe that's how it always looked and I just don't remember. That is entirely possible. But I don't know why this black line would be here and not here on the... I did want some overlap. All right, I don't know. I'll just write a note to myself. Fix the background fill. I think it's going slightly too far to the right side. Let me just watch my VOD really fast from yesterday because I don't remember this being this way. And maybe we can find it pretty quickly. No, it did go to the halfway point. I just didn't remember. Is there one other view of this later on? I just want to see one confirmation from later in this game. Come on, scroll to the side past Adam. Scroll to the side. Oh my God, you got to be kidding me. Oh, there it is. Right there. Wait, back up. I'm about to show it. This will answer. Yep. It was always like that. All right, I just didn't remember that. It was always like this. So just see if I like it better a different way. Maybe fading that section into blue would be better. Also, the snow goes slightly into the dungeon. All right, this is coming up with a plan now. Yeah, there's a lot of work to do this morning, but I'm feeling pretty good. At a one-shot player-only cutscene when entering Room 1's existing snow music region, stage sidekick in the snow approach form, remove player control, play the supplied yarn dialogue and scripted actions, collect sidekick through a cinematic tween, show the existing acquisition dialogue, remove letterbox and restore control. Add dedicated snow encounter controller rather than embedding the choreography in the main subgame class. Sounds good. Activate only for player, reuse snow music region, sounds good. Initialize otherwise inactive sidekick characters, sidekick animations, and place them at an authored marker center. Add scripted character controls. Yep. Cancel scripted movement safely when input state, death, or scene teardown interrupted. This should be impossible, but now that I think about it, it's probably not impossible. Input state, death, or scene teardown. Yeah, we got to stop any enemies from making it into the snowy region. They can't move into the snowy region. Adding a small bump on the way over there and precluding them from jumping should be sufficient. But we need to make sure goblins and skeletons can't follow you there. That would be a shame, an absolute shame. Maybe we should just disable your collision during that time. Or just pause the game. Disable players' collision during the scene so that the player cannot die. Yeah. All right, add cinematic UI. Sounds good. Disable player input after it finishes. Walk player to exactly 4 16 pixel tiles. Yeah, sure. Keep the bars visible through dialogue and acquisition. Add a backtracking specific yarn node. These should be behind the dialogue. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Automatically walk player from there all the way to sidekick. Disable physics and tween them along an upward quadratic arc. Hide, deactivate. Extend existing acquisition, graphic, or dialogue with a sidekick idle frame icon without adding sidekick to backtracking treasure item. Yeah, that's fine for now. Sounds good. After dismissal, preserve the existing input release guard, tween the mats out, restore player control, extend shared yarn speaker portraits. All right, looks good. That's good too. Yep, that's good. Current translation module advancement is preserved. What does that mean? I think that's fine. And no persistent save flag. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. So implement this plan. So the plan took, we're at 91.99. That's not bad. You expect to encounter some problems with other controllers at some point. Context being is having one controller enough to guarantee you provide proper support for it in general. I think there could only be a problem with the PlayStation controllers, and I'm not actually sure why, but Steam says something specific about PlayStation controllers over Bluetooth. I don't know what I have to do with that, but I might need to test with PlayStation controllers. I don't foresee problems with Xbox controllers, with generic controllers. I think the Steam input API should handle almost all of that. But we probably should test it. And I don't want to own like 10 different controllers, but it's probably smart to get a few. Oh, you know what? This could be a business expense. Hey, Q's. If you had to pick one, any preferences which, or does it not matter that much? So for Steam, they say that you need to test on both generations. Where is this? Yeah, here. So DualShock and DualSense over, I think it was Bluetooth. Yeah, over Bluetooth. So do I have a preference? I think, what is it? DualSense. Yeah, DualSense is probably what I have a preference for, because as time goes on, there will be fewer and fewer DualShock controller using players because they're the old generation. Just write it off. Hey, Wix. I mean, I would in this case. Like, I don't plan on using this controller for gaming. It's just for testing. So it is that's like a business item. I mean, I guess the gaming is the testing, but you know what I mean? It's not like fun gaming. All right, so the collision boxes are a bit wonky. We got to fix that too. Goblin collision is gigantic compared to what it should be. Okay, this is all fine. That's fine. That's fine. We now have a navigation region. Yep, that's good. Okay, I'm good with this. This is all fine. We're going to come across a couple things that are going to look a little bit weird. Does this do it by grouping? Yes, it does. That's good. Falling snow. Okay, that changed. That's fine. Navigation region. We have all the archers and goblins. Yeah, I don't care about that. Enemies label, seriously? Okay, fine. I guess we have enemies in there already now as a note. Own skeleton archers, ranged attack, retreat, and evasion decisions. Yeah, so a lot of this got refactored out. So we should almost entirely see red here. Yeah. I'm not super concerned about this. Okay. Then we get to the test and then a whole bunch of new files, right? Sound ID should have 2 lines. That's all sound files. Okay, cool. So owns a life cycle, health, patrol, and platform behavior shared by backtracking enemies. So falling and jumping, and this one can be private apparently. Why is it not showing me anything when I hover over this? Can be made protected. Sure. And then what, these never actually need to be virtual? It's fine for now. I don't care about that. Author transform. Yeah, this is mostly code I've seen before. I'm fine with this. We got to see what's going on with their knockback. I don't think there is knockback on enemies. And there is not. And I don't know if we should have it. The reason you want it on the player is so they don't get stun locked. But like if you stun lock an enemy, it's not a problem. But it might look more convincing to have it on enemies anyway. But then you could knock them off the platform that they're on. And that might cause other problems. So let's just see. How weird does this look? They just stop moving. It probably would look better for them to get knocked back, huh? Oops. No, that killed him. Well, the skeletons, it doesn't actually seem that weird to me. Because they're not moving to chase you. Can this thing jump up here and get me? It should eventually, right? Oh no, it can't reach me. Its little squat legs can't reach me. You know what? I don't really care either way, I think. I think that's what I realized. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's fine. All right, what next? Whoops. You need one that can reach you. Like one, just a special one that can jump higher or faster. That'd be pretty funny. All right, I don't see anything too crazy about this. I don't love what's going on with the string names at the top. But yeah, nothing too crazy here. The only reason I don't like this is because I want all the string names to pretty much be in one spot and to try to reuse ones when I can. Like sit idle. I don't know why it's called sit idle. Is there a reason for that? There's not. No, it's just the sheet. And presumably the underlying assets didn't have sit idle there, right? What is this? Goblin? Goblin, green. Oh, it is called sit idle. Oh my god. Oh, wait a second. Are they sitting for that? Oh, there are 2 idle animations? I didn't even notice that. Oh. Well, we don't use sit idle. And yeah, presumably this never shows up anywhere except for in the sprite frames. We don't even have it in the sprite frames. How do we set this up? There's got to be a goblin sprite frames. Yeah, here. There's sit idle. Why can't I search for this then? Sit idle. Oh, am I typing Sid? No, I was typing sit. Why isn't it finding... Oh, that's strange. Sit idle. Yeah, this finds it. Oh, it doesn't search T-Res files by default, and it's not inside the scene. Oh, okay, that's tricky. That's really tricky. Do I want to change that? Because that's probably going to mess me up in the future. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But if I don't want them to sit, I should probably clean this up at some point, huh? Where's cleanup in here? Hey, Goose. How you doing? What is going on right now? My keyboard isn't working right. Clean up. Oh, I got rid of the cleanup section. Okay, let's go add it back in. Oh, thanks for the resub. Wow, happy 3 years. 36 months. 36 months of Goose. I appreciate it, Goose. Very kind of you. Support this old lump of coal. Okay, so what did I say here for this? We need to remove unused sprite sheet animations. Sit idle is manifested in a TRES file and then as a string name when we have no intention of using it. Could probably have some dumb AI locate these sorts of problems. Doesn't even need to be super dumb. Wow, this is burning through more than I expected. Did it finish? No, it didn't finish. So it's still going. So we're at 72.96. Dude, what is going on with my shift key? Something's wrong here. I thought it was like the keyboard connection, but it might be just the keys themselves. $45%, 64%, $71 sign. Yeah, that might be better now. All right. Hard to tell. Whoops. All right, there was still something I wanted to validate with the goblin. Oh, the collision. That's right. Oh, drat. The attack range is, first of all, gigantic. This part's fine. I don't really care about this, although this shouldn't be that tall. Depends on what sprite we're showing. Idle is this. Okay, great. Hurt is that. Where is any other thing that they're doing here? Yeah, it's pretty much always the same frame. Let's go back to this and hit stop. So that collision shape is fine. This is just huge. So we need to find their attack animation and stop this. Yeah, it's like there. And this can be a little bit higher up, but it should still look kind of close. And maybe you can go behind them too. Then I wonder what we do when this is facing in a different direction. But yeah, let's go try this. Anything else that's unusual about this? Line of sight, ledge pro. What is that? Raycast. Interesting. I've never had to use that before. And then, yeah, the goblin thing. Okay, this is a pretty straightforward command. Let's go try it out again. We have to make some improvements, of course. But it should feel a little bit better now, I think. At least in terms of getting hit. Yeah, that's better. They push you with that. I gotta fix. So they should be able to make it all the way down here, right? And they should use pathfinding to get there. So if I go... They don't use pathfinding. They look like a cyclops there. Alright, so goblins don't pathfind to get to you. If they're above you and have a path around ledges, they should take that path. If they're below you and can't jump to you, whoops, they shouldn't keep turning basically every frame. Because it looks weird. All right, now how about the difficulty of these goblins? When I have bomb arrows, they die in one hit. And when I have rapid fire, I don't think they can even really approach me. Because they just stop anyway. So they'd only be effective in swarms. Oh, that hit me from pretty far away. Oh, that's probably broken. Yeah, I think their collision facing left is wrong. It's still wrong, yeah. Hey, Stark, I'm doing pretty well. How's your Tuesday going? All right, but in general, I'd say this is pretty decent. Let's check this in. Add goblins. They're still a bit rough around the edges. Oh, also, I didn't put them in the proper positions. We gotta do that at some point. Maybe there could be like one above you. And not 6 of them. You don't even have arrows here, so... Oh, and also if you walk into this room, you'll just get killed by a goblin pretty much immediately. Oh, we gotta see what happens when there's no path. They shouldn't even detect you. This won't work. Yeah, this won't work. Can't put a goblin there. Need to put it like up here. Maybe a couple up here. When you don't even have arrows, you can't put goblins in this room. Yeah, you just can't. All right, that's probably better. And then I wanted to move something. What did I want to move? Maybe this skeleton archer to be up here. Yeah, and then we wanted some enemies over here. I guess they could be a mix of archers and goblins, because we don't have anything else yet. These will try chasing you, right? Might be a little bit difficult. And if this thing ever sees you... All right, let's just try this. Let's see what happens. There might be some unusual things going on. Yeah, like that goblin spotted us. And there's no way to kill them. They shouldn't be able to see you through walls. So we just had to remove it because you would just die immediately. You have no recourse. And you'd be like, that's how this game is broken. But that is not how this game is supposed to be broken. So that skeleton, as far as I know, cannot spot you, right? Maybe they can, but I don't think they can really do any damage to you. That goblin, you would just need to jump over. Oh my god, they're attacking from so far away. So you get arrows here, and now you'd be able to jump down and shoot that thing and kill it. These you would not be able to jump and attack like I'm doing right now. So this is probably not a good idea. So those should probably... Well, I don't know. Maybe there's still a way for you to fight them. We'll have to test it out. I've got all the power-ups right now. And that is really painful having it be a skeleton because it's just... You won't even have air shooting here. So like we should probably replace that with a goblin. Which number are you? There you are. And then which number are you guys? Yeah, let's do that. Let's put a goblin there. Somewhere here there's a treasure chest. We got to figure that out. All right, now what about those? How hard is that one? You just let this one chase you and then... Oh! Whoops. That is funny. So if you go high enough up, then they just fall down the chasm. Yeah. That's how I expect you to tackle this one. Then these, maybe it's kind of the same thing. Like you jump over here. They gotta have pathfinding. There we go. Yeah, I guess you can just avoid most of the enemies. Oh, you can't jump up. Yeah, so here you get teleported. You can go through here. We could put a skeleton down here at the bottom. That'd be kind of nice. Yeah. And maybe this is kind of trolly, I don't know, but maybe putting a goblin at the top. Where is the... There it is. Maybe putting one over here. All right, let's try playing for real. I'm not going to cheat. I want to see how hard this is. All right, so getting the boots, super easy. Now we have no way to shoot. So we have to run over here and just get this treasure chest. Also pretty easy. Yeah. Now you have the ability to shoot and you have that goblin chasing you. Yeah, pretty easy to stop them. Same thing with that. Now these would chase you. I need to get them over here. Good. Then you just shoot them. Oh, you can hit 2 at once. All right, we're going to say that's fine. Whoop. Okay, didn't time that right. Wow, almost died. Alright, so now we got the claw boots. Now we let this thing fall to its death. Goodbye. Whoop. Okay. Gotta play it safe. Come on. There we go. Almost messed this up. Alright, we get the teleport ring. Go over here. That thing see me? Oh, definitely sees me now. We should probably have some sort of like exclamation mark above them so that you know when they've seen you. Oh my god. This is too difficult. And now he's kind of stuck there. Okay, we got to remove this platform and we got to make them have exclamation marks. Make enemies have an exclamation mark above them when they spot you. And then delete that tiny platform right there that's stopping you from dropping down and safely attacking them. Foreground, dungeon tiles, delete. Or move this entire thing to the side. So just do this. Is that what it looked like before? I don't know. It's close enough. Yeah. All right, let's go try that. So now we can drop down over here. Nice. And now we can kill them. All right. Now, this was meant to be kind of trolly. I think that unless you jump up here... Oh, God. Even then, I died. Yeah, it's probably too difficult. Yeah, I think that's too difficult. I think players would get annoyed by that. And then the thing is, it actually helps them because it teleports you back to the beginning. So let's delete that one. Yeah. So I'm going to work my way back over there. Whoop. That was not the direction I meant to go. Gotcha. Oh, he got me. All right, now this, I think you're pretty much just like trapped. Oh no, you can drag him over to here. That's actually kind of neat. And then if you make this jump... Whoa, whoa, I died. Yeah, that was difficult. Can you teleport right before the arrow hits you? You can, but you have some period of tangibility there. So here's what I want to have happen. I want you to have to drag this enemy down here, and I want this to be easier to make it to. And that way you could just bypass the enemies. And I actually really like this gameplay that this is doing. Or like incentivizing you to do, I should say. So if we put this here. Yeah, so you're expected to get to this and then teleport through this. You could fight the enemies if you want to. And if you die, it doesn't really matter, I guess. Yeah, okay. All right, and then I didn't add any other ones down here. All right, that's pretty good. Yeah. Cool. So commit all that. This thing is still working. It's probably burned through like my entire quota at this point, right? Yeah, we're at 40% remaining. Oh man. All right. Well, I thought they'd get a little bit more generous to that. I don't think this would have happened originally. 91%. Yeah, during implementation. It's taking, I feel like, you know, they announced like 20 million users. It is taking longer than it used to take. Like, this has been running for, isn't there a time that's supposed to be here? Yeah, 24 minutes. Well, let's go merge this back in. Actually, I did just write a commit message. I guess I shouldn't have done that. So git branch, git switch main, git cherry pick that. Merge conflicts. How could there be a merge conflict? Because I branched off of something. Oh, and then I modified something else here. Please tell me this is not going to be super annoying. Oh, I was hoping that that wouldn't be the case. Oh, no. I changed the tile data. This is nearly impossible to do a human merge because it's like encoded tile data. So I'm going to need to involve AI for this. All right. Let's do this local. And maybe we can set this to Luna. I fix the merge conflicts in my local branch. It's almost impossible for me as a human to know how the encoded tile data should be merged. I made changes on both branches that ideally shouldn't really conflict. So hopefully you can figure it out. Yeah, and this will burn through the rest of my quota, right? Now, they were saying something else about quota usage, that you get some like reserve usage once you get down to 0. Apparently, people were gaming this. If you got down to like 1% remaining, you could kick off some mega task and it would almost guaranteed complete. And it should have put you at negative usage, but you couldn't be at negative usage. So that 1% was really like 300%. I probably benefited from that at some points, but only when they had the 5-hour limit. But yeah, I don't see reserve usage here. And yeah, unfortunately, it looks like this is just going to kind of stop us pretty soon. And doesn't reset till 138. Now, granted, I'm only streaming in the morning today anyway. But it's been, what, 1 hour? What prompted them to bring it back? They've gotten millions of new accounts signing up in the last, like, month. They've gone from, I don't know, 5 million to, like, 20 million. In fact, it's probably all here on Codex Resets. I think that's part of it. 5M. I don't see 5 million here, but they say 7 million. Yeah, 7 million was July 13th. And then August 13th, so in 1 month, they went to 15 million. So they more than doubled their users, which is crazy because it's adding 8 million. Actually, yeah, they say active users. I don't think this is really active users. I think many people have multiple accounts. They're probably counting those. But then that was August 12th. 9 days later, they got another 5 million users. So yeah, I think that's just straining whatever compute they have. And at least that's what they say here. No, they didn't talk about this. Yeah. Temporarily materialize the hours version of the conflicted one. Oh, cool. Yeah. That's very neat. May I run the capture to visually verify the cutscene? Yes. All right, so it's getting close to the end for both of these. And then maybe I can just be careful with my usage for the remaining amount. We're at 34% though. Yeah, I mean, this is not bode well. I kicked off a merge conflict resolver. Yes, yes, yes. This is always fine. Hmm. All right, so this is like enemy improvements. Oh my God. It just keeps asking me the same thing. Because it's like allow command starting with git checkout and then a specific path. Okay, that's hilarious. If you jump when you enter, it doesn't make you land again. Glad I saw that. All right, I'm eating sidekick. Here we go. Let's put this up here. This is under add enemies. It shouldn't be. Oh, I see. This shouldn't be there. All right, so make sure that if you jump when entering the snowy region, it doesn't walk you through the air, but first waits for you to fall to the ground. It is something that wouldn't be out of place in this game. But there are times when I want to break the game and make it like funny or expected that it's broken, and then other times you'd be like, I think that's just a bug. And this game has not set up for a lot of humor so far. So it's like it's all a big setup for the high jump boots. And yeah, I think that'll be good. Yeah, how are we doing on usage? 31%. It's draining so quickly. I do have open code Go, which I could use in the meantime. All right, I'm gonna fill this out prematurely here. Worked on like merged the goblin code from yesterday. Started on the sidekick cutscene. And there's something else. I think that's pretty much it. At least so far. Yeah, I'm hoping you can properly merge this. Oh, it looks like it's done. So what is it still doing over here then? Oh, I think I know what happened. Okay, yes. 15 cell edits. Scene API. Okay, yeah. Should probably open code Go and update it if it needs to be updated. And these apps seem to frequently need updates. Yep, there's an update. Hey, Galaxy Inferno. It's going well. We have merged in goblins, and we are working on a cutscene, and we are burning through the new 5-hour limit that's here. It's been 1 hour, and I'm already at 27% remaining, so I don't think we're going to get much done with the 5-hour limit, apparently. So I might switch to open code Go. I might also, at some point, just pay for the $100 a month plan and just not worry about this stuff. I think it'd be more than enough. Also, the $100 a month plan does not have a 5-hour limit. I wonder how, like, if I were them, pushing people to the $100 plan from the $20 plan is a 5x revenue multiplier. So it's sensible that they would want to do that. Just quite a lot more money. Doesn't have a 5-hour limit yet. Yeah, I think they've probably done some research on like, here's how many people will lose if we do this. And they probably just won't lose as many people on the $20 plan. I wonder if this means I should just use Luna for everything moving forward. But yeah, this stuff is running for like a long time. Now, I get they say 20 million active users. If even, whatever, 4 million of them are trying to use it right now, it's probably why the times are taking so long. Had a 5-hour limit the whole time. Yeah. And when they got rid of the 5-hour limit, they were still pretty generous with your weekly usage. And it worked out well for me because I feel like what I do is somewhat variable. Like Thursdays, for example, is typically music day, but then the afternoon might be something different. It might be nothing. So there's no AI usage on this day. And then like a Wednesday would typically be a lot of it. And that way, not having the 5-hour limit would be really nice for the days where I do use a lot of it, because I could just burn through more of the week. But yeah, the 5-hour limit means I need to like kind of play some games here now. All right, so this was silly of me. I should have realized that I made changes on both of these branches, and I just didn't realize it. But we should have them now. See, I made these changes. This was like the Cuphead tutorial reference here, and then there's a chest there. There's a chest over here. In addition, I changed some tile. Like this should not be here. There should be one extra tile here, and that's how we'll know that it actually merges correctly. And if it didn't, then I'll just have to recreate those changes, I think. Hey, Muro. What would you suggest as a game type for the first small game? I like the 20 games link that I have right here. But I think you need to be interested in what you're making too. So the list of games, they start with Pong. The thing I always say about Pong is like Pong requires no artistic abilities whatsoever. As a person who's never seen a video game in your life, you could understand it in probably like 2 minutes, because there are only, 2 controls in Pong, up and down. And it kind of mimics a real life game of ping pong or tennis. It's like close enough. So like you can understand all the mechanics of it super easily. You don't need art for it. And you can add on some extra little features like a title screen or high scores or, computer AI, and you're not just playing against a wall, for example. But it teaches you the absolute basics. Then from here, they start going into more interesting games, at least, like Flappy Bird Breakout, Jetpack Joyride. And they explain how all of these should work and what you could do with them. So I would just look through this list and see if there's something interesting for you there. The reason why I think this is so good to do is because game design is not the same as game dev. And game design is its own entire skill. So if I say make Tetris, knowing what Tetris is, that's very different from invent Tetris. This is like practically impossible for most people. Like come up with an exciting, fun puzzle game with no way for you to like really get stuck or lose, and like it's interesting. It's like, yeah, people can do this. They've done it a bunch. The person who made Tetris did it. But it's not easy, and that's probably not the skill you want to develop at first if you're getting into game dev. It's probably a skill you want to sort of develop alongside it. So this lets you just focus on like what is the development part, like the assets, the code, the whatever else you need to do. There may be some tiny design decisions you might need, but like they're nothing major. So yeah, I think just focusing on those small games is a good idea. And like I said, I think having fun is pretty important when it comes to game dev. So did this fix it? It broke everything. Please tell me it's going to fix this. Oh man. Yeah. This is gonna burn it all. Yeah, we're 20% and 87%. Coding the game is no issue for me since I'm already a software engineer. Designing a small, fun game is really hard. Yeah, so for that, what I would say is probably the easiest way to start with game design is to take a game you like and know, and then come up with some improvements for it. And some like more concrete examples here would be make a mod for a game, make another item or ability for a game, or like, yeah, make a new mechanic for a game. And the way this might start is like, okay, I like Vampire Survivors, but like I want persistent leveling. So it's like my whatever Holy Cross ability is now level 5. And it can go up to level 6 and it's just going to do more damage. And it's like, I guess Vampire Survivors already had this. But still, anyway, you could imagine something like that, or just a whatever, different feature, first person mode. And that way you're not designing from scratch. And you benefit from all of their design, or if it's a mod, you benefit from all of their development already. So like if you're making a Minecraft mod, there's just so much that's done for you, right? You don't need music, you don't need the rendering, you don't need the networking, you don't need the player base. You have a player base for Minecraft, maybe not for your mod yet, but yeah. So it's like, okay, I want to make a game where it's capture the flag, but in Minecraft, it's like, well, you have the world already, you have the networking. It's just now you got to put down a flag or something and make the rules for that. And I'm not saying that's necessarily easy, but it's definitely easier than making it all from scratch. Hey, Maya. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so this is basically done now, right? And this is still churning for some reason? Oh no, this is finally done. So both of these just finished at pretty much the same time. Did this work? Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, this would have been nearly impossible for me to do. And hopefully we don't run into this issue again. So it finished and it used basically the entire quota that we had. So we're at 1687. Both are done implementing. All right, let's go try it. So I'm not going to like seriously play this. I'm just cheat my way through it. Just want to make sure nothing is unusual here. Yeah, this is looking like how it should. God, the bomb arrows are so good. Can they shoot upward? I think they can. Yeah, wow, they can. All right, well, that's where you can do the, whoop. Okay, never mind. All right, now I think that's it for enemies, right? Yeah. There's just this scary enemy text over here. It's unkillable. God, this is like one of my favorite parts of the game. It just turned out so magnificently. And there's nothing here yet. It's gonna look even better once there's the cutscene. All right, I think this is going pretty well. Semester 3. How you feeling, Maya? Smack you for abusing the teleport ability. You're not abusing it, you're using it. There's a big difference. Hey, Mr. XQ. Trying to prevent gaming from taking all my coding time? Gaming's more fun. Do you have any tips? I mean, this is the classic, like, finding something that is not work to do when you should be working. Normal procrastination. I think I would recommend the book Atomic Habits. It takes only like 3-4 hours to read through. And the advice kind of just boils down to two main things, which is make good things easy and make and desirable, and make bad things hard or undesirable. But I suggest reading the book because there are a lot of like more concrete aspects to this. And I always think with any self-help book that, yeah, sure, the core message might be this. And then there's like an hour or two of making the medicine go down and an hour or two of maybe some fluff. But that book is pretty good. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. I'll write it in chat in case you didn't get the name. All right, so I've been delaying the ads for a while now. We need to actually take the ad break now. Yeah, good, this didn't change. So we're gonna check in the merge that I did and then review the dialogue stuff. Hey, Magnus. All right, is it jump time? It's jump time. Okay, hello. Hello. Hey, Raimu. Good job. You beat everybody else, closed the game. I doubt I heard the word the there. Oh, no, it worked. Okay, so this is just fixing the merge conflict. Merge, what branch did I even merge? Yeah. Merge the goblin branch. This involved merging the tile map of backtracking room 1. AI thankfully did swimmingly. So we are on main. This is working. A hard-won victory. That's right. All right, I'm a little bit nervous about testing this right now. More challenging than before. Data science, linear algebra, discrete math. Credits heavy semester. Solving. Oh, yeah, gotcha. DS assignments using documentation takes a lot of time, though. Yeah, but are you enjoying it? I think a lot of this is fulfilling. And if you have the right mindset, like college, university is set up to deliver on a lot of that. And if you don't have the right mindset, it's going to feel like a slog or like, why am I learning this? Yeah. Okay. Let's go switch to this work tree. I got to figure out how submodules work with work trees. In Codex, I have, or like, have a repo with a submodule. I sometimes have Codex do work in such a way that it updates the submodule. When I hand off to a local branch, I don't end up with the submodule. How am I supposed to do things? Yeah. If I don't do them correctly, how do I pull in the submodule changes? Not real analysis, though. That can go away. Twitch dog. Submodules are evil. Submodules make sense in this particular case, I think. It's for localization. And part of the reason why is like, okay, I use Weblate. I don't really trust Weblate completely. And it's not like the developers of Weblate I don't trust. I don't trust that it's like a totally secure environment. So if I gave Weblate, there's like a Weblate front end for modifying strings. If I gave it access to the entire Stuck in a Broken Tutorial code base, I think that code base would probably get leaked. But if I give it access to the Stuck in a Broken Tutorial translation submodule, then who cares? Because like they're just a bunch of words that are in the game. And if someone got access to that, it would not be a big deal. In fact, by making Weblate public, they technically have access to it, at least all the strings. But I mean, there are only two really bad things that could probably happen. One is like leaking spoilers, that sort of thing. And two is other people like using my paid translation work for their own work. So imagine that there's some button that says whatever, click here, and we translate it to click here, but in another language. Then they could use that, right? It's like, yeah, that's Google Translate could do that for them too. So I don't think it's really a big deal. All right, so does this answer me? Parent repo does not contain its file changes. Only a get link. Codex changes files inside the submodule, commits those changes inside it. Ideally, that submodule commit is pushed to the submodule's remote. No. No, this is stupid. Yeah, this is stupid. Yeah, I think there's friction no matter what. Like anytime you would want a submodule, it's like, well, you're going to have some kind of friction. What do you want that friction to be? And in this case, it hasn't been too bad, except that when using AI, I think it's a little bit annoying. So like, here's what I do, right? I click local and I pull this out. And now I don't have the submodule changes, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't. So this sucks. Stuck in a broken walkthrough. All right, I'm getting some lawyers. Pull these submodule changes into my local branch. This can just be medium. So before I do anything here, we should still be at 16 and 87. Yeah. Switching to Luna now for some tasks. Game Facts Achievement Guide. Stuck in a broken Brady Games / Prima collaboration. I'm going to fetch and fast forward the translation submodule from its origin remote. I don't know when I last pushed there. So sure, I guess. Oh, by the way, Galaxy Inferno, I don't know if you saw the message I sent on Twitch. It was just in the main... Where was it? Yeah, here. But I shared a picture as promised of this plant. Oh yeah, it's on Discord if you want to check it out. It's not important. It says it's up to date. I don't know what this is talking about. I want the submodule changes that were made. Yeah. From earlier in this conversation to be in my local checkout. Without actually committing or pushing. Scripts.po. Yeah. He didn't actually do what I wanted to do. It probably also took almost no quota for that. Yeah. Took no quota to do nothing. By the way, the pricing difference between Sol and Luna is kind of crazy. It's like, I think it's like 20% the cost of input and like 3% the cost of output or something like that. So it's way, way cheaper. As in, if I'd been using Luna this entire time, I'd probably be, I don't know, at like 80% remaining. All right, now it's pulling them in. Good. This will allow me to test this. Glad this thing's not broken. But we don't have goblins here. And I guess we don't technically have that. And hopefully it didn't modify this. As long as it didn't modify the tile map, we're fine. Okay, it did not. And only changed UIDs anyway. So that should be pretty simple. All right, let's go test it. This is going to be unthemed, unstyled. There are going to be some little bugs around the edges. But yeah, let's go see what happens. All right, so when we walk over here, it should just take over for me. Uh-oh. He just walked through a pillar? Is this in the background now? No, I think they just turned off collision. Well, that's kind of funny. Another human all the way out here. We got to change the portraits. I got to write down everything that we got to do. Okay, make sure that. Change the portraits so that it looks like it's zoomed in on their faces. All right, what else? Another human all the way out here. Lovely weather we're having, isn't it? Also, this is extra funny. It's snowing outside. I really, really like that. And then sidekick should probably face left. Is that you, sidekick? This should probably be split into 2 messages. Yeah, I'll write that down. Wait, that voice should be split into 2 messages. What happened to the music? Oh, it's playing the dungeon music. Okay, that's a problem. That's a huge problem. playing the dungeon music for some reason. It should be playing Fireflies. Snow would be lovely right now. Oh, you can hardly see this, and that's not positioned all that well. Yeah, the little emote thing is bad. We probably need to hide the dialogue for that. Where am I? Who are you? Yeah, we should probably split this up too. Same with it's me player. Oh, man. All right, that's pretty cool. I mean, overall, it did a good job. Yeah. Let's go look at the code. Then we can make some changes here. I also think walking to sidekick to put them in your inventory gets you a little bit too close to them. Should maybe stop you like 12 pixels from them. Hey, Worry, how you doing? All right, what do we got? What do we got? We got to change this. We got to change this. I'm going to do that later. Oh, interesting. We have sidekick portraits now for this too. That's good. Snow encounter. Snow encounter and knit with all that stuff. Yep, I think it's good. All right, yarn dialogue. Passing the emotes. It's fine. Okay, yep. Walk to global X. This is just never used. Guess we're deleting that. I don't know. Maybe we won't. I did not experience that. I only played Baldur's Gate 3, and I only played, I think, the first 2 acts. I was playing with Raimu and Ski and someone else. Someone else has not been in the stream, so I won't say their name necessarily, but I like them. Hey, Chili. Yeah, day's going pretty well for me. How are you doing so far? Boo was his pet hamster. Yeah, I think Baldur's Gate 3 was a well-made game that just wasn't for me. Yeah. All right, so if nothing uses this, let's delete it. Plus, it's trivially easy to rewrite if we need it again. All right, this is fine. That's fine. Yeah, move scripted. This is okay, because this is only for the cutscene. So I don't care too much about this. We now have a property that is what, settable from outside of this? No, just usable from the test. Still waiting for next play session. Did you complete the game? Did you go on to... Did you continue playing? It's really the Divinity Engine. Yeah, I never really played the first ones. Every time I looked at it, because like Baldur's Gate 1 came out, what, in like the late 90s? Yeah, late 90s. So it was around this time that Diablo 2 also came out. And I remember looking at this game a lot and being like, oh man, it's another RPG. But it was turn-based, and that like very much put me off. right? It was turn-based. Wait, it wasn't real time, was it? Doesn't say on this Wikipedia page, I think. Turn-based or real time. But yeah, that I just didn't like that idea. Haven't played since. Mm. Okay, this is all fine. What is this? And its sidekick hides everything else? Why? Oh, I see. That's kind of strange. We should just add them as a proper inventory item. Yeah. And its sidekick is where? In backpacking treasure graphic? Should probably be changed by making sidekick into a proper item. If you were a glutton for stress. Yeah, I don't think Baldur's Gate 3 was at least set up to be like totally real time. Maybe if you were an expert at the game. But otherwise, there's a lot of like thinking you have to do. Been a little busy trying to clean up around the house. Yeah, I gotta do some of that today. We looked at our freezer the other day. I'm like, we should really look through this and see what can we get rid of. And yeah, there was a bunch of stuff that I feel bad for throwing out, but like it's from a while ago and it was just buried under something. But it feels good to not have that stress anymore of thinking, hey, we haven't looked through there. Yeah, this is good enough for now. What do we have here? Refresh speaker names. This wasn't needed before? I wonder what this does. Wait, we already had this call here. What did this do before this? What did this do? No, we didn't have this call already. Why doesn't this show as a diffed line? Oh, this is a new file. Oh, so why do we need this? Okay, I think this is probably fine. I will probably ask about this. Why is this needed? $15 boxes of pasta and spaghetti on hand. Well, some things last for long enough where it's not really a problem. Like we had a ton of pasta at 1.2 and then we just made it a point to get through it. And yeah, then we got through it all. And there's no problem there. Yeah, the problem is when it's like, I don't know, imagine like milk. It's like milk isn't going to last for a year. You can only buy so much. We don't freeze milk. I just, yeah. Just ice cream. All right, this is fine. I don't have a problem there. Yeah, I do want to ask about this stuff. Honestly, I am kind of torn about this. Like everything is pushing me toward the $100 a month plan, and I should probably just do that. I think I've been fighting it for too long. This is fine, but where do we get sidekick from? This is here. Sidekick name. I see. Yeah, that's fine. Then we have this. This is great. There should be some, yep, there are some function calls here. This is fine for now. I don't need to look through a lot of this. Exit tree. These things are presumably already set no matter what in a init, right? Yeah, I'm going to delete this then. And what about this? Player is not null, remove expression. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, not bad. This should be running on the physics process, right? Tween letterbox. We on physics over here? Create tween set parallel. We are not, but this is actually not for a physics process thing anyway. But something here should be all the movement stuff. None of it is. I think that would be a problem. Hmm. That's fine. Yeah, I think this would be a problem. Where did I run this from? I don't know, but I don't actually see an issue showing up. And if nothing materialized, then I guess it's okay. All right, so add. This isn't going to work, is this? Add cutscene with sidekick in the snowy region. This is also rough around the edges. All right, so where am I right now? I am in this. So cherry pick the commits from here onto my local main branch from both the main repo and the submodule. Do not commit them yet. Yeah. Almost burned down the kitchen. My goodness. In your new place. Yeah, God, that was probably a scare. Glad to hear everything's okay, though. There was a chat message directed at you earlier, and then I had also directed a message at you earlier, but neither is very important, I think. All right, anything else about the dialogue that we didn't capture here? Oh yeah, we might want to play the secret sound. We may want to play the secret reveal sound from room 3 in the dungeon racer when sidekick recognizes you. This is all done. Done, 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 done. All right, so what is this? Sidekick could predict. So these were ideas from chat. Sidekick could predict things from the map, like a trap opening or an enemy springing out. This would involve him remembering things, which is a lore, which has lore implications. Oh, it's gas or it's electric? They need to replace that stovetop. They're not cheap from what I understand. Yeah, I never really thought about that. I guess you could leave an inductive stovetop on and, well, maybe it's got some automatic shut off after some point, but like, yeah, it's not going to cause the same problem that leaving a gas stove or an electric stove would do. You know, there's a strawberry in here. Could give them a little button or icon that gives you hints. Okay, so of all these ideas, I think that I like the third one because there's no real lore implication here. It's just sidekick talking to you. But spawning a dialogue might be a bit of a problem. I don't know if I want to do this yet. Let's take a look at this. May I do the thing that you asked me to do? Yes, you may. Good job, AI. You know, Open Code Go lets you use Luna. I wonder Luna. Can you set? Oh yeah, you can set this. Interesting. Hey, dang good games. I didn't realize you were streaming this morning. Thank you for the raid. I'll give you a shout out. How'd it go? How was the day? We are slowly working through some stuff over here. I'm just trying to merge what we have. Man. It's been a lot on my mind when it comes to getting this stuff done. We have a lot of the enemies in. Yeah, there's a lot of like polished stuff we need to do. Flesh out the dungeons, make the cracked wall work, UI, and then yeah, the transition. Huh, interesting. It's electric, which heats up itself. Used to inductive and to not scratch the glass. Always put a paper towel underneath it. Oh my goodness, okay. Yeah. Well, good lesson to learn now, and especially when it was attended. Did a quick 1 hour playtest of some new stuff. New lose case in the framework for the tutorial. Also broken, but not on purpose like yours. Yeah, cool. Sounds good. And I think it's nice to playtest every once in a while. I kind of want to make a game where playing it is just fun for me to do, no matter what. Like, there are some games that I think have a lot of replayability. I'm not making this game to have replayability. So after some amount of time, I've tested everything, and I'm like, all right, I've seen it. Like, I know what the surprises are. I know what's happening. It's not like, oh, I got some crazy synergy that's never happened before. That's not how this game is set up. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of polishing. I guess that's how this mostly goes, though. It's like, I get some partial progress done. And then we come back later and do the rest of it. Woohoo. You got me. Really enjoy my game now? Want to try and find the current meta? Oh yeah, I'm enjoying the game development. I think, like, playing... So there are quite a lot of games in here, but playing, like, this one, for example, again... It's not as much fun for me because I've played through it so many times now that I know like what's expected and the little tricks that are there. A lot of this game is based on surprises. So once you know the surprises, it's not as interesting. And it makes me kind of wonder like how much replayability would a horror game have? Like when you know where all the scary things are, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to die here. No, I did not die. Okay. Fun when the music starts. Yeah, well, I like the music that I've done. Pretty happy with that. Man, I like that too. I don't know why I'm doing this right now. This was not the point. All right, we should get all of this stuff in. This was on a different branch. Can I log that branch? Yeah, here it is. We're still finding new scenes, new scares and lore, 20 plus playthroughs in. Yeah, I've been playing a game called Slice and Dice on my phone. It's also a Steam game. And it's the same game. But I've been playing this on my phone, and I'm still finding things after playing it for quite a long time that I just haven't seen before. And it's not a lot, and they're not like game-changing really, but it's neat that there was so much depth and breadth in this game. And I would love to do that. I would love to make a game like this where I just spend an extra like 6 months working on it so that by the end of it, you're like, oh, I never saw this, or I never saw this. But a lot of times it's like, if you look up Undertale Easter eggs, and I won't type enter here for anyone who hasn't played the game, but if I were to do this, you'd probably find an entire list of here's all the stuff you might have missed. And yeah, I think that kind of takes some of the fun out of it. It's like back in the pre-internet days of playing video games, you would only know if your friends knew or if you discovered it. And then there were rumors and myths around what you could possibly do. and some of that was just totally made up, and some of it might have been possible, and some might have been like a cheat that you might have needed to do. Yeah. Have you tried other AI tools in Codex? Yeah, I've tried Claude, and I tried a very tiny bit of OpenCode Go. Yeah. It's heavy on emergent gameplay. Yeah. So like that would, I think, probably still be fun to play afterward. And I want to make a bunch of different games, not just for this, but I want to make a bunch of different games in general. And yeah, one of them I want to have be like a sort of infinitely replayable game and just see how that does. Because I think that would be fun to do. But even the games with a lot of replayability, I mean, eventually you've done all the things you want to do. Like I've played Slay the Spire 2 a lot. It's got a lot of depth. It's got a lot of different ways you can play. But at the end of the day, you like there's a finite number of cards. And sure, there's a probably practically like infinite combination of cards, but each individual card you'll have eventually seen. And it's like, well, you'll want new cards, you'll want new characters, and that takes the most time to develop and balance. Whereas like, I don't know, yeah, adding I guess all of it kind of takes time to develop. And buy a magazine. I used to love Nintendo Power. Okay, so applied this without committing or pushing. So this should all just be good. We should have the cutscene. I want to go test this out, make sure everything's fine. We should also have goblins in here, right? Should see one right over here. Yes, nice. Okay, great. Now, teleport before here and jump as we enter. Yeah, so this should not happen. You should not walk over the terrain. What's going on? Oh, I see. And we don't have skip dialogue. You know, I probably should do this in one of the games. Like you see the word enemy and it attacks you. You know, you're really funny. And this would be almost impossible to make work over localization. But imagine, I don't know, like here's just the first example that came to my mind. Like pineapple, it's actually an enemy and it throws pine at you, which is its own word and could be like a pine needle that could hurt you, and then it becomes an apple. So like this is a very language-based idea. But enemy doesn't have something like that. Like it throws the Y at you and it's just NM. Maybe it becomes NM after that. I don't know. Yeah, I think that'd be hilarious to do, but yeah, that would be a localization nightmare. Because it involves a lot of creativity. But we should write that idea down, at least. Idea, we should have a sub-game or a section where the literal word enemy is attacking you somehow. Maybe words from the UI start creeping in on you. All right, so we're gonna check this in. Yeah. And this is on main, right? Yeah. Why does it show pipe over there? What is that about? Is that always showing? Oh, because I haven't typed anything? Oh. Yeah, duh. Okay, great. So let's go push this. Now there are a lot of little things left to do. I'm just concerned about this. I guess let's just use what we can and let's use Luna and see if it can do a good job. Gonna kick off a bunch of Luna agents. Yeah. All right, let's start it off. So make sure when you jump, it doesn't walk you through the air, but first waits for you to fall to the ground. Yeah. This is the snowy backtracking snow encounter. Hey, Jobless, yeah, how you doing? All right, so when triggering the snow encounter in the backtracking platformer, you can jump to enter the snowy region, at which point the game will walk you through the air to sidekick. It should first wait for you to land back on the ground. Before causing you to walk. Yeah. All right, let's make a new work tree. Luna High, that's fine. That's rude. Hey, Typical. And hey, Bart. Welcome in. All right, so this is being worked on. Change the portrait so it's zoomed in. This is manual work. Manual work. So we'll do this, and yeah, we got to go figure this out. I think I was accurate in saying that this is the dungeon music playing. I got to go find out for sure. All right, let's listen. Definitely dungeon music. Yeah, it does not work that way. Okay, so let's go do that too. Well, this is related enough. So let's go get what the prompt was. Here it is. It continues to play the dungeon music, even though... Or it continues to play New World music, even though it should be playing Fireflies, since you've transitioned into the snowy region. All right, so this is a prompt I can do later. Emote is kind of bad or cheesy. You need to hide the dialogue for that. Yeah, let's go write that down. When sidekick emotes during the snowy encounter. The dialogue UI is still visible. We should temporarily hide it so that the player can see the emotes showing up. All right, let's kick off that one. And it's not really positioned correctly. Wait, I think I've heard this song. I can't picture it though right now. I'm trying to find the lyrics. Oh my God, the Wikipedia page. I don't think I've ever seen a page like this. It's not super long, but look at how many citations there are. There's like 181. If you search for cat and just go to the bottom of this page. I guess there are 265 on here. But this is a much longer page, right? Yeah, I've probably heard it. I just can't imagine what it sounds like right now. All right, so that's good. What next? Walking to them, putting them in your inventory should change the where they stop. This should be something we can find just through here, right? Run encounter. Pace horizontal, collect sidekick, walk to global position, sidekick's position. Yeah, this should be sidekick's position minus or like plus vector 2 dot right times or left. What am I doing? Left times like 12. I really need to test that out. I'll just go do that right now. I can just play the snow tune over and over and you can have that Firefly stuck in your head. We can dislodge the original. All right, so this is a pretty minor thing I'm testing right now. Yeah, I think I want them to move over a little bit more slowly to them. But walk to global position doesn't let you customize the speed, right? But this is at least better. So yeah, let's do this. Make player walk near, but not on sidekick. They're not the same thing. They're exactly the same tune. All right, this I guess we can just query. Why is refresh speaker names needed? There's no need to even write code here. So let's just do that. No need to write code. I just want to understand why it was added recently. All right, play the secret reveal sound. Yeah, also the timing. They're not really positioned correctly, and the timing is weird. This is done. Fix the snow encounter so it waits for the player to land. Let's go try this. Yeah, local. Stasher changes. Does it think I have a change in the submodule? It does. Is there actually a change? There isn't. Oh, wait, is there? What? Did it change? What? Huh. I don't think it's actually changed. Game submodules? Yeah, translations. It says up to date. This doesn't see anything. I don't think this, I think this refreshes dynamically. Yeah, something's still wrong. I don't understand. Whoops. Right, I don't know. Git commit dash m update translation submodule. There's nothing that really changed in here, right? What? Diff last commit. Oh no, it did change. Why didn't I see that? Oh, because I didn't do git diff dash dash staged, which is now going to do nothing. But okay, that's fine. All right, so now this should work. Oh, I'm not breaking anything. The era of music videos. Hey, it'll be a nice trip down memory lane. All right, so if we jump into this scene, yeah, waits for us to land. Now, it is just freezing us there for a second. That shouldn't happen. When you first enter the snow encounter, it freezes you in place while the mats come in. It should make player walk while the mats are animating. Fits for the theme. All right, waits for the player to land before doing this. Yeah, let's go take a look at that. Wait for player to land. Sounds good. Cool. Okay. Player to land before snowy cutscene. If you entered while jumping, you might enter while teleporting. I should probably go test that. I'm guessing this is broken. No, that works fine. All right. Enter while jumping, it would walk you through the air to where sidekick is. Now it waits for you to land. Actually, just type A here because we're in a different branch, right? Yeah. All right, so git switch main, git cherry pick, fix snow encounter landing. Okay, done with that. All right, this is now done. Speaker names are localized strings. We yarn in the presentation code cache them. I see. Okay, that's fine. Actually, you know what? No, that's not fine. Add a comment explaining this. Yeah, add a comment explaining this. Above refresh speaker names. Yeah, we'll do that. Now, how are we doing on usage here? Yeah, this is much more reasonable using Luna. So if Luna is sufficient for whatever task you have, it makes like way more sense to use it. And then this other one's still running. Did I not even have another one? Oh, this one. Here we go. Yeah. I want to wait for... Oh, it's already done. 7 seconds. Nice. Just adding a comment's pretty easy. Refreshes the localized speaker names cached by yarn, speaker audio, portrait header. This is needed before dialogue starts. If the locale may have changed since it was initialized or warmed up. Yeah, sounds good. Let's just make sure this is spaced correctly. Yeah. Add clarifying comment. All right, we should be able to go check this out now. Yeah. Hide dialogue UI while the emotes play, automatically restore it. Yeah. And you shouldn't be able to move during that time. So I'm going to hold left or right. Hopefully I remember to do that. I'm going to try teleporting into here. Yeah, so that's the original issue. Hey, nice. Nice, nice, nice. That's perfect. Now we should probably move the dialogue to the top of the screen. We should probably lay it out differently too. Dialogue to the top of the screen so that you can see both characters who are talking. All right, let's take a look at that code. That's totally fine. Yeah. Hide dialogue while emotes are showing. Then get rid of this and just type A. Get branch, get switch, get cherry pick, hide dialogue during emotes. Oh, great. This should be an easy enough conflict for me to resolve myself. Yeah. Easy peasy. Cool. How do I achieve current words per minute? I face the issue of mistyping. Example, I type achieved wrong. I'd switch places of letters. The one supposed to go after gets typed first. So there are a couple things. One, I think depending on where you're typing things, you could potentially like fix this yourself. So you type this. I have a letter transposition shortcut, so I can just fix it like that. But that's minor. To prevent yourself from making the typos in the first place, what I recommend is anytime you type a line incorrectly or with the wrong finger, retype from that point. So like, let's say this is what I was trying to type. And I type anytime you, I have to purposely make a typo there, this. And I'm like, all right, I messed up. So now I press enter and I just type it again. And I'm like, oh man, I cannot get through this line. Now I can see that this is where I'm messing up. So I like purposely slow down and work on that specific word. And now I type this, but I'm like, oh, whoops, I used the wrong finger for the Y. So again, you just start over. It's really kind of painful at first, but you eventually realize like, all right, here's where I tend to make mistakes and here's how I fix them. And you see, actually, as I did that, I didn't put a space between A and line. So I'd actually press enter and start again. And like, this is your own usage, you knowing what you type and then how you type incorrectly. And it brings awareness exactly where you're messing up because you'll see every single time. And if you end up with like 40 of these lines, then you'll really slow down and be like, all right, Anytime. Like the other day I was typing melatonin, and MELA is not a very common set of letters in English, at least. Let's go find out how common it is. Regex dictionary. Yeah, it's in 26 words. And probably none of these are all that common, right? Yeah, melancholy is more common. I guess homeland's not too uncommon. But yeah, the rest of these, I don't think I would ever type. Yeah, I would not. So like 3 of these words are words I would actually type. So it was just like, wow, that's an uncommon sequence of characters. and I just did not type it correctly the first time. So yeah, I had to like drill that into my muscle memory. All right, so we don't have anything that we're waiting on, do we? No, I don't think so. And that burned through... Oh, actually pretty much nothing. Yeah, so this really is very, very light on usage. And I think there are pretty much two routes I could go right now. It's either like pay 100 instead of 20. Or use Luna a lot more than I use it right now. I don't think it qualifies as common. No, yeah, definitely not. Yeah, even the other words. What was it? Like melatonin, homeland, and I forgot what the other one was. I guess I could just open this again. Melancholy, yeah. Like melancholy is probably the most common of those. And like how often do I type that? I have to be describing like a film or a book or a music probably. That's just not too common. All right, so this is done. Now what about the positioning? This I should look at the VOD. Yeah, it's just easier to go through this. Is this muted? Yeah, it's muted. Where did I show this? It was just before this. Yeah, here we go. All right, yeah. So here's what we can see. This is not really aligned correctly. And then what does it look like? It doesn't even fade out. And then the second one fades out. Okay, yeah. So how do we want to change this? We could move it a little bit to the side. Even moving it like 4 pixels to the left is probably decent. Because then it would look like it's coming out of that character's head. And even more to the side would probably be better. Maybe move it 8 pixels to the left. And then fade out the question mark before showing the exclamation mark. All right, so for the emotes that show above sidekick during the snow encounter, move them both 8 pixels to the left so that they look more like they're showing above sidekick's head while still being close to player. And what was the other thing I said? Oh yeah, fade out the question mark before fading in, before showing the exclamation mark. I said the timing is weird. Is it? I'm not actually sure that it is, but let's start with these. I think this is good. All right, so this is all being worked on, this and this. All right, when you first encounter this, it freezes you in place while the mats come in. This should get fixed. Yep, let's go do that too. Freezes you in place while the mats come in. It should make the player walk. It should make player walk while they're animating. Yeah, good. All right, make dialogue be at the top of the screen. The problem with that is that we have, let's see this. We have this specific layout. And we move this to the top. Well, how do we do this when you're in the architect's office? I should just try that. Hey, Hef, how you doing? How Hef you doing? Where do we have dialogue? Not this game. This game. And how do we do this? Is it below or above? It's above still. So we should keep that. Yeah, we should keep that. So we're pretty much just moving this upward. But I don't think there's enough space if we were to do that, is there? Like if I just copy paste this and then put this up. You know, one of these days I'll learn how I'm supposed to. There we go. Yeah. So if I do this, no, it's still block. Still block the character. Life keeps on keeping on. How's it going? Well, I'm sorry there isn't more positive news. But it's going really well over here. I checked out Windy's stream from the other day. I only watched about 10 minutes of it, though. He sounds like he's doing well. Maybe I didn't hear until he got into the hour-long rant about what's not going well. But yeah, I've been making some pretty good progress. I think that's all I can ever really hope for. And what we're trying to do now is figure out how do we position this and not have this blow out of control. I think what we should probably do is just make this a little bit smaller of a font size. Lots of content going in. Yeah, that's great. Wonder how much AI is going on behind the scenes. Windy has to become one with the slop. We could also move where the camera is, but I think, yeah, we probably just trim this down. So during this dialogue, UI shows such that it's anchored to the bottom of the screen. I want it to be anchored to the top of the screen, like the dialogue in the Architect's Realm. And I also want it to be unthemed, like the dialogue in the Architect's Realm. This should make it take less vertical space so that the characters are visible while the dialogue is present. Yeah, there we go. Should we hit uncharted waters? Yeah. Yeah, you know, the way I kind of looked at this is the prior game that I made was the same technologies. And as a result, like I can spot issues, I can improve things, etc. If I didn't, like, let's say I was using Unreal and let's say I was using, I don't know, I guess even C++ would be something I've used before. But let's say it was some like totally new language, like let's say it was Zig or something. I wonder how effective I would be. Because like, it's not so far afield from what I already know, but I don't know the best way to do things in Unreal. Yeah, I wonder how much that would matter. So yeah, I know he was learning C# originally, and like, I remember last time I asked him about this, he said it was still a goal of his to continue learning C#. But like, is it even still now? Like, would I care about that if I were in his shoes? I'd probably just be like, wow, this thing is doing everything I would want to do and like looks good enough. So yeah, I don't know. All right, emotes now appear. Okay, so let's do this. Let's just commit this to this and then cherry pick it now. Yeah. So we're making some really tiny improvements here. Also, I've been delaying ads from starting. I should probably take a break pretty soon. This has definitely been Sucky Tasks Day, even though I didn't explicitly name it that. This is not like fun stuff I'm doing right now. Also, them walking through the pillar, I probably got to do something about. All right, so all we're doing is taking a look at the emotes that are going to show up. All right, that should fade in. Yeah. The question mark should fade in. That's the other thing we should do here. And they walk through the pillar. I don't know if I gotta change the snow region a bit. Player walks through the foreground pillar to get to sidekick. Maybe just put it in the background. Yeah. All right, so the timing I don't think is weird anymore. I would just say fade in the question mark. Whoop. Here we go. From Sidekick. Oh yeah, how did I feel about the positioning though? How was that? Does that look convincing? Anyone have any comments on this? Does this look like roughly where a thought bubble would be? Maybe 1 pixel to the right, maybe 2. But like it's pretty good, right? Put it more to the left, really? Really, even farther left. Pointing the mouth, not the head. But it's a thought bubble, not a speech bubble, right? So you'd have it like there or something, maybe? Hey, Steven. I see them more often, huh? So is this better, you think? And then let's just pick this and then where's the flood fill thing? Here it is. That does not work. How do I do this? What am I doing? There we go. I don't know how to get rid of this. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Why? How come I can't click here? Oh, I don't have a color now. Is the color per layer? Oh my God, what is going on? I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to use this program. I hate this. Well, anyway, okay, so you'd move it even farther to the left. All right, sure, let's do that. And I probably moved it, what? 1, 2, maybe like 3 logical pixels because it's like, imagine this size fitting in here. It's probably like 3 more pixels. All right, I'll try that out. So where is that? Oh, we move it. No, we didn't move it in the scene. Sidekick and moat offset. Here it is. So -8. Let's set it to -12. And then what was the other thing I had that I wanted to do? I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Oh, I should probably test it now. Here. Okay, yeah. I think it's pretty reasonable. All right, so move emote bubbles to the left. Is that all I did for this? Oh yeah, and then we also fade out the question mark bubble. All right, good. Now fix the snow encounter. Start with this and then wait for both to finish. Yeah, so this sounds good too. Let's commit this. Trying to get people to use it is a big part of our job. Wow, I'm surprised. I thought it'd be the opposite. Trying to get people not to use it for everything. All right, so when you start walking into this now, it should just smoothly continue walking. Yes, it does change your speed slightly, but that's okay. Pretty good. And all this should have been is just do both of these at the same time, right? Yeah. Walk while the mats are animating. Okay, and I believe there's one more, and this is the music, right? No, it is not. Why don't... I have the music one. I write that down. This is done. Oh no, I didn't do this one. Okay. Let's go type this one in, I guess. Right, if I search for music, Apple Music, is it like recording everything I had? What? Yeah, I don't see anything here for this. Okay, so let's start a new chat and do this. And how are we doing on usage? 11 and 86. Yes, I mean this does clearly cause some usage, but it's not too crazy. All right, I can't snooze the ads any longer. So I'm gonna go take my break. Yeah, we need to do this. I guess I'll start this one too. During this, fade in the question mark sidekick rather than showing it immediately. Okay. All right, I'll be back in just a little bit. Is it jump time? It's jump time. All right, hello again. Hey, Tycon. Close the game. Oh, you were both at the same height? Too bad. All right, so this now fades in. Let's go check this. Get cherry pick dash. And actually, you know what? It would have been faster to just copy paste the single line. It's funny because I was saying a while ago, like, oh, a single line change, I would just do this myself, but I don't want to mess with the timing here. Yeah. And I wrote the fade in command to begin with. All right, let's see. So hopefully this feels a little bit better now. At least with the emotes here. Yeah, we got to play a sound on the exclamation mark. Yeah. All right, so this is done. Fade in this from sidekick. Play a sound on the exclamation mark from sidekick. Move dialogue to the top of the screen. Let's go check out the fix music thing. Commit. Oh, you know what? It auto hides my cursor now, right? Yeah. I forgot about that. Okay. So now when I walk into the snow area, it should change the music. Perfect. Snow encounter temporarily removes the player's collision layer while it runs. That makes Godot report a body exited even though the player is still in the snowy region. So do not reverse the music for that collision only exit. That's a weird way of doing things. I would have just kept the collision going for like an extra until the character's done walking. Yeah. I don't love this. Yeah, I don't love this. Okay, so how about this? Once that's done, change this so that we don't need special logic. We can just remove it and keep the player's collision until walking is done. Actually, that's a tiny bit dangerous in case there was an arrow being shot at you. No, you know what? This is fine. Just leave it as is. Yeah. Make sure snowy music plays during cutscene. All right, done. Now move the dialogue to the top of the screen, make it unthemed. Let's go check this out. Yeah, this is decent for now. We're just going to use the unthemed dialogue. Move and untheme the dialogue. I didn't want it blocking the speakers. I didn't want it using the farming theme. It doesn't look great for now, but it's not. We'll come back to it when we polish things. I gotta write something down about ask Quickie Joe what he has in mind for dialogue boxes. Like Architect's Realm could have a theme. Should each game have its own theme? Yeah, Architect's Realm could have its own. Farming already has its own. Yeah. Oh, also, what do we want to do about the title screen? I don't have any great ideas for theming here or button positioning. Settings, pause menu, etc. I think all of the meta UI should probably share a theme. It doesn't have to be too fancy, but it's also not high priority. All right, so have we done everything that we needed to do here? Yes, I want to say. Get log -5. Fade in, music, untheme the dialogue. Yeah, okay. Okay, play a sound. What sound would play for that? It's like UI query or something right now, right? Sound ID. Has a uniquely good fit for needing to make a lot of smaller modules that are unreasonable enough in complexity, or that are reasonable enough in complexity to not run into the really rough parts of agentic coding. Yeah. A lot of this was an intentional decision. Like, one of the nice things about this particular game is it's much easier to use asset packs, and it's easier to use AI code. And during a time when AI code might not be as good as it will be, let's say a year or two from now. So maybe whatever next game I make could use the new wave of AI code and just be one, mega game. But yeah, this one I think it's just like, I will probably never make another game that will be this easy to use asset packs. Yeah, unless I make a sequel to this. But it's quite freeing to just be able to go to itch and be like, all right, you like an asset pack? Cool. We'll find a game for it. Sometimes it'll be too hard to find a game for it. Like this, for example. I haven't purchased this. And this one in particular, like, something I've never really liked, and I know old games did this, but yeah, like a blank black square behind a character because they occupy the same tile as something else and there was no transparency. I don't like that look. I'm kind of surprised they show off all their artwork like that too. Oh wow, they got a lot of these. Yeah, but anyway, like, we could make a game for this, right? You could totally imagine this being in here somewhere. This is somehow a broken tutorial. So I am a big fan of what I'm working on. All right, yeah, the sound. We got to go figure that out. So this is what? Sidekick, backtracking platformer. What do we call this? Farming ? Sound. Okay, so we did not repurpose this. And what is this sound? Pause. All right, let's play that. Yeah, so this sounds kind of like a question mark. It's rising. What would we use for an exclamation mark? Maybe there's like an unpause. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. I like that a lot. All right, so paste it in here. I don't know where that went. Where did it go? What? There it is. All right, so when Sidekick shows the exclamation mark, wait, why am I even doing this? I guess because it's still easier for it to go make all this stuff for me. Yeah. In the snow encounter. All right, I can just do that now. It should play the attached sound effect. Yeah, nice. Stuck in a broken boss fight. There is probably a way to have positioned this entire game to be of a much higher difficulty, but I think the story that I have planned is a casual story. And I kind of think about this every time I end up watching a PG movie. It's like there are certain plot lines are just off limits because there's only so much you can do and keep it PG. And I guess same thing with stakes. Like, you're not going to have 7 characters get killed in a PG movie. It's like there can be a death, but they gotta like properly handle the death. It's not gonna be like a Game of Thrones style thing. And as a result, you go in knowing, all right, this is not gonna get super deep. It's probably not gonna like change my worldview or something. I kind of think about that way with games too, to some extent. Like a casual game, it can still be fun, it can still be gripping, at least from a gameplay perspective. Probably the story is not gonna like knock your socks off, but it could still be impactful. And I think that difficulty fits in with, or like low difficulty fits in with casual games. So anyway, yeah, my point is, I think story, how casual you expect a game, difficulty, these all go hand in hand. And I think we are steering toward the casual side of things with this. And that's what I wanted it to be, so it's not a problem. But yeah, I guess you can call it somewhat limiting. All right, player walks through the foreground pillar. Yeah, this I can change. This is done. The manual work we can do in a bit. And yeah, this can be changed. Make a copy. Oh, not make a copy. Copy as markdown. What am I doing? There. Okay. All right, so yeah, we can use a lot of Luna agents and really not worry about our quota. So it's just a matter of finding what are valid tasks for it. And there was a rate limit reset that coincides if you're on the $20 plan with now getting 5-hour quotas back. So that's rather unfortunate because as you can see, well, as you can see from this, I guess, it's like I went from 100% down to 34% in less than an hour. And it's because I was using Soul High. And because that's what I'd like to be able to do, is just not worry about the model too much. It offered you one at the top of the screen. It wasn't a free one. Are you talking about over in this, showing me something somewhere? I think it was just saying that I'm about to run out of quota and that either I should pay or I should use my limit reset that I have. But yeah, they did give a free reset a week ago or so. Yeah. That banner I think is just advertising the one I already have. I don't think there's a new one. Yeah, one available reset. Yeah, and I don't plan on using this right now. Also, it resets the weekly amount too, so like I should only use it when I'm running out of both. Anyway, I'll see how this goes. Maybe using Soul to come up with plans and then Luna to implement them is what I should be doing. Because the plan here took 9%. That's not bad. I don't mind that. I just mind that the implementation brought me down by like another 60%. That's a problem. Yeah, maybe I'll write this down for Wednesday. Try using Soul to plan and Luna to implement. Luna is very reasonable when it comes to the quota. Kind of fails if you try to do it in the one session. What do you mean? Like you have to split it into 2 different sessions? Because I think that's essentially what happens if you change models mid-session anyway, is it uses different context. I don't know this for sure, but yeah. Carry the context history with it and reprocess the entire prompt. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, I could just have it save as a markdown file or something and then just give the new one the markdown. Tired of the whole pricing uncertainty, even for the short term, from both major Western providers. So hard to build routines and products when you have no idea. Yeah, I agree. And it caused me to go sign up for Open Code Go, but Open Code Go, there are so many models, and some of these you have to opt into using a Chinese hosted model. Some of them are apparently totally free, and that's, I think, interesting. But yeah, I tried something that was like, it's Western hosted. It was the Minimax M3, which is not a bad model, but it's definitely not as good as Soul. And it made some kind of like silly mistakes. And I got some tasks done, and it cost me about $1 of the $60 you get for the month. So it's like, it was reasonable. I also have JetBrains' AI thing that I'm just not using. I should probably give this a task or two. I don't know what a task would take from here. So like if I had to implement whatever I just did, the dialogue scene, for example, would it have just used all of the credits? And then would it have stopped? Class of it, uptime and cost guarantees. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then your only option at some point is either keep signing up for new accounts to get the subscription and hope that they're not going to, slap you for fraud at some point, or pay for their API pricing. And I've seen more and more people write about these like $4,000 machines you can buy, which, they've got the shared RAM and pretty decent RAM throughput, but you're still not running like frontier models on that. I don't know what kind of work you get out of it. Yeah. All right, should probably copy the plans markdown in between, and should probably try max at some point. All right, are these things done? Yeah, this is done. Implement it as a proper backtracking item. All right, let's take a look. There should be a bunch of red here. That is good. I like that. It deleted all that. Yeah, I think this is much clearer. All right, commit. It cherry pick. Yeah, it'll load unquantized, but I think even quantized, some of these models are apparently pretty good. It's just, it's not super fast. It's not super smart. And also I feel like we're probably not at a point where you should be committing that amount of money to something like that. Unless you're paying API pricing already for a lot of things. But if you're on subscription pricing, it's probably better to just stay on subscription pricing for a while. Like even I don't know, I guess there's somewhere that this changes economics. Like $200 a month for the whole year is $2,400 for the year. So at that point, it's like, okay, that's roughly half of a machine. One of these like, and Apple just announced their new, M5 and M6 chips or whatever. And the Mac Studio maxed out costs like $17,000. And even then it's like, well, okay, if you have two of these $200 a month plans, it's like, that's really only 3 years or 4 years, depending on how much it actually is. I don't remember the exact amount. 3 or 4 years of those going, and like, that's a computer you can use for all your other stuff. Like there is some case where that makes sense, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 3 to 4 years is like a century. Yeah. Yeah, it does feel that way. All right, so this is just a code change. It's just a refactoring. It should make this a little bit better. This used to exist somewhere, and I want to find out where that existed. Oh, I see. So why does this exist in 2 spots now? This shouldn't be needed, right? Item description key. Oh, because there was a treasure chest here. Oh, so this is unnecessary. Yeah, this is unnecessary. Maybe it was only necessary for the sake of... Yeah, let's try running this. But yeah, I don't want that duplicated. Alrighty. Do this and this and this. This is so great. Yeah, we need that sound effect. Yeah, cool. Working great. All right, so refactor code for sidekick as an item. I just didn't like how it was implemented at first. All right, so that one's done. Did I not even write that down? No, it's right here. All right, play this sound. That should be done too. 100 plus gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, and honestly, if it were, I mean, I know this is the state of the world we're in, but if there were prices from, let's say, like 3 years ago, I don't think it'd be a bad idea to buy something like that. But yeah, the prices for what I would call like, like mid-tier gaming machines now are not cheap. And actually, one of the ways I kind of think about this is if I just go to like Costco and type in computer. Let me see really fast. PC gaming PCs. Okay, so like this. I'm just going to find something here. It's not supposed to be some crazy thing. This is what I see on Costco right now. So 32 gigabytes of RAM, a terabyte SSD, a 5060 for $1,500. Like, this might be a good price now, but I don't think this would have been a good price like 3 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, RAM prices, video card prices. I mean, it's all gotten kind of crazy. All right, so commit this. Done. Great. Get cherry picked. And then what do we have for usage? Because this is probably going to mark roughly the end of, 8 and 86. I might get a little bit more done. Yeah, I think Luna is very generous with usage. If you can somehow just use Luna, you'll probably be fine on a $20 plan for practically ever. Or at least the way I'm doing my work. All right, this looks good. This looks good. Yep. All right, figure out how to run the tests myself and maybe split up the tests into files. Because, yeah, we have new subgame smoke test is like 3,000 lines. Should be dead simple. It's like 3K lines. All right, let's go test it. All this is going to do is play that sound that we found for the exclamation mark. So we just need sound and this, and we walk over here. I want a little bit more of a delay and a little bit louder. Sound data. Where is the change that we have here? Here it is. All right, so a little bit louder. Volume 1.25. Let's try that. And a little bit more of a delay. All right, show emotes. So we fade in the question mark. And then await for some amount of time. And then we just fade in the new one. Oh, wait, no. This is fading out the old one, right? Yeah. So I want to wait here for a little bit longer. I don't know how long, though. Where'd the await go? Await for, how long is this? 1.5. I want it to just be like just a hair, like 3/4 of a second. Just long enough for them to be like, do I know you? That sort of thing. All right, let's see. No. Yeah, that's not just the hair. That should be like 2 seconds or something. Yeah. And volume-wise, I wasn't really paying attention, but I think we can even stand to have it be a little bit louder. So maybe 1.5. All right, let's listen to both those changes. Or experience the wait and listen to the second change. Yes, that is better. But now I don't want it to wait. I don't want it to wait to fade out the exclamation mark. Let's write that down over here. Don't wait for the exclamation mark to fade out before continuing with the dialogue. Yeah. All right. So sound-wise, I think it was fine. Yeah. Code-wise, this is fine. Yeah. Okay, great. Play a sound for the exclamation mark. I also added a delay between the question mark and the exclamation mark to indicate that Sidekick is taking some time to recognize you. Oh, I am very happy with how this is turning out. Yeah. All right, let's go change the snow region. We've got a bunch of little doodads. I never used those. Hey, Cooter, welcome back. Where are they? All-in-one, tile set, snow, props. So what do we have here? A snowball, an ice block, I don't know, vases, a sign, some rocks, and some snowdrifts, an igloo. Spikes, we don't need spikes. Definitely not bloody spikes. Stair, yeah, we could maybe use that. And trees, yeah, trees would look good too. Could put those in the background. Maybe need to fade them out a little bit if we're going to put them in the background. Does it look natural if you put them in the foreground? Do they show a picture of that here? Yeah, I think it would look pretty natural that you could walk in front of this. Yeah, I think it'll look fine. All right, we're not going to do that now, though. But yeah, that is something we got to do eventually. Polish. Yeah, world didn't include any props or objects. So this is a big one. Big. All right, let's go find backtracking room 1. And we got to at least wipe this little pillar out here. So where is foreground? Why are you so hard to find? Here it is. Snow tiles. Cut that out. We could put it in the background. Well, not as a little pillar thing. Where was that? Right there? Yeah, let's try it. Let's put this like that. And then delete the foreground one again. Oh, well, I guess it's got to connect to the ground. Otherwise it looks stupid. It doesn't really look like anything though, right? It looks out of place. Yeah, I don't want that. Now, should we put this here? This would have to be in some like weird layer that's between the background and the background fill. We'd have to add another tile map. How would that even work? I don't know. No, I don't think we need this. Yeah, I don't think we need this. Now there's just this sticking out in the middle of nowhere. What is this doing? I guess maybe there should be some platforms here. let's just paint this in and hit play. I want to see where they are in relation to Sidekick. I don't actually know what I want out of this room yet. Because it's meant to be the room that you found Sidekick in, or at least kind of similar. Or that area, but it's not quite the same. Maybe it's presumed that it's above where you are. Yeah, that would work. Yeah, that would work. So the left edge is just above where Sidekick is. Yeah, and I want them to be too high for you to get up to. Oh, no, but you can get up there thanks to this little teleport sequence over here. All right, well, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Oh, this would allow you to get up to the left side, too. I gotta be a little careful about this. Yeah, I gotta be a little bit careful. Let's do one of these. What is going on? Why do I never know how to control this? There we go. All right. Yeah, I still like the shape. I just don't want you to be able to go to the left side. So maybe we put this like here. Delete this. I don't want you reaching this. If Adric, a little bit. But it's okay. I kind of already drew this shape. This is just me doodling. I'll just put some like little, something like that. Because I'm not really expecting you to go over here. Although if I do this, people will try to explore all of this too, right? And they can. It would probably just be frustrating that there's nothing there. Well, let's see. Okay, blah, 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 blah. All right, so I can make it up there by teleporting from here and then jumping up to the top. You probably can't make it up to that platform. Yeah, I don't think you can. Can you make it over to the one on the left? Wait. No, I don't think so. It's not a problem, even if you could. No, yeah, you can't. You can make it to this one, though. Maybe we should at least make those accessible. But then there's nothing over here. Or you could almost make it to that. Yeah, we might want to cut that out. There. And then, yeah, let's just delete that one. And at least allow you to get, like, over to this. I'll put that there. That's probably fine. Yeah, so now you can easily jump here. You can jump to here, and you cannot make it to that wall. Good. That's definitely staying there. Alright, so it's gonna improve the map. Okay, so improve map of room 1. The snowy region is more fleshed out. I also removed a pillar that player would walk through during the cutscene, despite it being solid. Hoo-wee. Okay, what do we still have that we can reasonably do? It's been 3 hours. I don't plan on streaming for much longer. This is done. Yeah, change the portraits a bit, play a different sound, make some enemy improvements. Yeah, I'll try to do some of this today. Here's what I think would be good goals for tomorrow. Goals, get nights working. And we probably should do some UI, but I only really want to do fun stuff tomorrow. Maybe we can do the high jump sequence. Oh, this shouldn't even be here. Yeah, the high jump sequence would be great. Getting into the space shooter a little bit. Start working on the high jump sequence. It would be great to get into the space shooter. If I can get those goals done, then I can start doing Sucky Tasks Day again on Tuesday to clean up all of the trash that I left in my path. And spend a bunch of time on the sidekick cutscene. Yeah. Okay, well, let's just sum up what we've done today so far. Get push. Gotta push that to, right? This should be done, yeah. No, I'll just click this anyway, but it shouldn't really be doing anything. All right, let's run this. So, yeah, I'll just demo the whole sub game that we're working on here. When you first enter this, there's not going to be text here. This is all placeholder. But when you first enter this, you are a sidekick. And this is the sequence where you are slowly losing your agency. So if I just hold my controller steady, like you will eventually see sidekick move on their own. But it's just a little bit here and there. They occasionally jump. They occasionally kind of move in the opposite direction that you're trying to move in. So you go in either direction here, and it will just fade you to another scene entirely. And now you lose a little bit more control. So now 1 second every 3 seconds, you are not controlling your character. And you might try moving through this world and seeing where you can go, but it again fades out. And now we've lost complete control. I don't even need to touch the controller. Sidekick has become an NPC. They're just a mindless character in a game. And this is your first experience here. It is probably drastically confusing for you. Like, what is going on? Why am I this character? Who is this character? This doesn't even run, apparently. Hey, Camel Soup, thanks. Yeah, I just did that the other day on Sunday. All right, actually, let's just have this print out, right? I'll fix this later. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff to do today. Fix this. Cool. Perfect, just like I intended. Is that next? Hey, Beware, you seem to be enjoying the development of this game more than your previous games. Do you feel that way? I think it's addictive to be making progress. Like, I'm a very, I'd say, like, efficiency and productivity oriented person, such that if you're like, well, hey, you can get this game done even faster than you would have been able to do. And I also like being creative, and this allows me to then pursue ideas that I couldn't have pursued before. There are a lot of things in Skeleseller that this thought has been striking me a lot, and I haven't shared this until now, not because it's secret or anything, but I look at something like, I haven't articulated this correctly. I look at something like Skeleseller, and I see little room for improvement. I guess here's a good example. Captain Anosa looked at this game a while ago and saw a tavern and is like, oh, I could imagine there being, you know, dwarves outside with tankards of ale or something like that, and they're talking to each other, and it's like, yeah, that would be some pretty cool world building. To get that into the game, I start thinking about it in terms of like, okay, how do I implement this? Well, I have some like dwarf character that can just kind of wander around. We need a bunch of animations. We need some sound effects for them talking or for them sloshing around their ale that they have. Like, it's a lot of work for a world building feature and not for a mechanic that players are experiencing or interacting with. And as a result, I just never did that sort of thing. And then in here, it's like Campbell Soup just commented on the snow shader. It was like, this was just me on Sunday thinking, hey, how could I add some polish to this? And yeah, we have the snow shader now. I never, ever would have done that unless I found it fun, because I consider it polish, and polish should wait until later because we don't know if we're going to keep this snow world or this feature or this sub game. So yeah, it's just changed my development so much, and it's for the better. And I think it's gonna be a better game as a result. It's like, okay, it looks like this now. If we apply even more polish later, like what could it look like then? Now, granted, I don't have any ideas. Like, I think falling snow and the parallax backgrounds are kind of enough. But like, yeah, maybe maybe we add trees and they're swaying or something. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so coming back to this. So we're gonna play through this game how it's meant to be played. You can't jump, you can't shoot. You have absolutely nothing you can do other than just walk off this platform. You eventually walk to here. It's a dead end. You get the treasure chest. You get the boots. And yeah, now we can jump our way back up here. You get arrows. You can now shoot stuff. Oh, you can shoot the skeleton from over here. Actually pretty cool. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, now these need some improvements to their AI. And you can shoot them both at the same time. We probably shouldn't allow that. Whoa, okay, you can hit me from over there. Come on, come down. There we go. The guy is too close to the edge. There's like nothing we can do now. Guess we could try to jump over him. Nope. All right. Well, I think this is it for this particular little run. Yeah. All right, the enemies come back. I mean, it's not that hard to make it back there, but if that skeleton is blocking us, then we don't really have any recourse. No. No. Oh, man. Yeah, you can't shoot in the air. I probably need to make this a little bit easier. There we go. This guy sucks. How'd you get the idea for this game? A couple of things. Hang on one sec. Let me lock in. There we go. One was bad UI battles on Reddit, and another was a journalist playing the Cuphead tutorial and failing miserably at it. And yeah, both of those things were inspiring moments for me. Like, what if there was a game where you were just in a game that was broken? Yeah, this is many games within a game. Oh, right. Ah, no. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, let's just run. Whew. It's tough. All right, there's a chest over here now. Quick shot bow allows you to fire arrows faster and also while jumping. Now we can spam these. Yeah, there are no enemies in this hallway. Oh yeah, I wonder. I don't think arrows can hurt him. Oh, you know what would be really good is if he typed out all of his characters like really slowly. But I guess every NPC would have to do that in the game. Alright, we gotta get our bomb arrows. Yeah, you pocket him. He's now in your inventory. There's nothing else that really makes sense because you're going to go into space eventually. And like, he can't just be following you into space. He'd have to get the boots. So yeah, here's where you'd use the bomb arrows. They don't do anything yet though. And then this room needs to be filled in. Alright, nice. Cool. Yeah, very cool. And we got this mini map working over here too, which is nice. Yeah, so lots of little improvements need to be made to this game, but I want to remind everyone, none of this code existed until Monday of last week. So this is all the progress in that time. And it's pretty good. So I'm happy with this. Also a reminder, the Steam page is online now, if anyone hasn't seen it already. I was checking the wish list. Let me see if I can show this, because I don't actually know where this shows. View dashboard. I used to know where this was, because I used to be checking this all the time. And now I don't remember where it is. Marketing and visibility. I don't know where this is. Oh, wish list. There we go. All right, let me make sure there's nothing private over here. Yeah, here we go. So we got 55 wish lists. And it says today 3. So yeah, I don't think Steam is pushing this too much. I think it's mostly going to be people who find this through the stream. And I don't expect these numbers to go up even through the stream all that much. It'll probably be like 0 to 5 per day. But eventually we'll have a demo, and that might help. So yeah. All right, well, I think that's it for today. Yeah. Pin the wish list in chat for people to pop in. Yeah, I'm kind of torn on this stuff, because like, even if every single person who ever came into this stream wishlisted it, that's not enough for it to be successful probably. So I kind of think like I could make it a little easier, but it'd probably bother the people who are here a lot. And if you are watching this enough, you might be like, oh wait, he's making a game. Oh, it's on Steam. Okay, I'll go check it out. So yeah, I'll do more marketing at some point. All right, let's go raid somebody. Oh, hey, 2 nerdy nerds. They raided me before. Let's go raid them. They are also doing game dev. I've not actually tuned into their stream, although I did check out, I think, like a brief video that they made. Yeah, so thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. It should be a full day. Hopefully, you know, AI quotas don't kind of ruin everything. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Have a good rest of your day. Bye, everybody.